The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a series of shocking plot twists are about to explode surrounding the next scandal involving Hope, Carter, and Daphne. Here's the full story, with every detail analyzed in full and no less tense. It all started when Hope accidentally walked past the room and witnessed Carter in bed with Daphne. At first, Hope just glanced through the half-closed door. Her heart sank because she thought she had just caught a glimpse of an image she shouldn't have seen. She tried to calm down and convince herself that this was just a misunderstanding, but her anxiety grew as Hope mustered up the courage to open the door wide to verify the truth. And the most horrifying thing was confirmed. Carter, the person Hope trusted, was betraying her with Daphne. Hope had always trusted Carter, so accidentally catching him in a shady situation left her stunned. That intimate scene immediately became a fatal stab to the love and trust that Hope had for Carter. Shocked by the undeniable truth, Hope was extremely angry. She screamed, unable to control her emotions, and immediately rushed to pull Daphne out of bed. The fiery slap landed straight on the face of the woman who was interfering in her love affair, expressing her utmost anger. Hope's violent action was the peak of her hurt, the feeling of having her love stolen and betrayed right before her eyes. Hope could no longer maintain her usual gentle image. Instead, she was filled with anger, disappointment, and pain. Witnessing Hope attack Daphne, Carter immediately rushed to protect his lover. He used force to pull Hope away, but perhaps because he was too hasty, or because he wanted to separate Hope from Daphne so fiercely, this action accidentally caused a serious accident. Hope was jerked off balance and fell, hitting her head on the floor. Blood immediately gushed from Hope's head, causing Carter and Daphne to panic. This situation shows that even though he knew he was at fault, Carter still reacted instinctively to protect Daphne. Hope's head hitting the floor revealed the risk of serious injury, putting her life in a life-threatening situation. After the fall, Hope fell into a coma and bled profusely. Normally, anyone in this situation would call an ambulance immediately. However, Carter was confused and did not know what to do. He was horrified to realize that if he did not take Hope to the hospital in time, she could die. But at that moment, Daphne, with her cold and calculating nature, convinced Carter not to call an ambulance. At this time, Carter was at a crossroads of conscience, between saving the girl he once loved or listening to the instigation of his new lover. Daphne showed terrifying cruelty, taking advantage of the situation to protect herself and pushing Carter down the path of sin. Daphne argued that if Hope lived, everything would be exposed, from their secret relationship to Carter being convicted of intentional injury. Furthermore, according to Daphne, once the scandal broke out, both their futures and especially their ambitions to seize power at Forrester would be ruined. Therefore, the best solution in Daphne's eyes was to let Hope die in pain, then dispose of the body and pretend that nothing had happened. Daphne's tricks showed that she not only wanted to hide the affair, but also had a bigger goal of seizing power or a certain position in the Forrester family. The psychology of pushing Carter into crime was the pinnacle of manipulation. She took advantage of Carter's most panicked moment to force him to obey. In the midst of the crisis, Carter's sanity seemed to have completely disappeared. Despite witnessing Hope unconscious and the possibility of death approaching, he still swallowed his tears and listened to Daphne's words, accepting to let the girl he once loved lie there waiting to die. This is the moment that affirms the level of Carter's blindness, when he lost his morality and humanity just because of his blind passion for Daphne. This action not only shows Carter's weakness, but also reveals the dark side of him, who is willing to sacrifice Hope's life to protect himself and the wrong relationship. This is a turning point that cannot be reversed. Carter officially becomes an accomplice in the crime. Hope quickly falls into a critical condition and finally passes away suddenly without a last word. Daphne smugly watches everything go according to her brutal plan. Despite Carter's pain and panic, Daphne still emphasizes the need to dispose of Hope's body to erase all traces. Daphne's mentality at this time was completely cold, showing that she had carefully planned how to turn the situation around. Carter might be tormented, but at this point he was sinking too deep. It seemed that getting out was no longer easy. The most horrifying thing was that Daphne had planned even further. After pushing Carter to do all the dirty work, she would secretly report to the police to accuse Carter of being the murderer. In this way, Daphne not only eliminated Hope, but also tied Carter to the crime of murder so that she could act freely and seize all the power related to Forrester. Obviously, Daphne's ultimate goal was to seize property, power, and reputation, or at least achieve what she wanted in the Forrester family's assets. This was Daphne's killing two birds with one stone strategy. She wiped out both Hope and Carter with just one plan. Because Carter trusted and was so infatuated with Daphne, there was almost no way out. Once all the evidence is against him, a prison sentence for murder is inevitable. With Hope gone, the story does not stop there. What will Carter do to dispose of the body? Will he have a little conscience and regret at the last minute? Will Daphne really win the victory she expected, or will she also be exposed by other links and witnesses? Every development of this murder will certainly shock the Forrester family, especially when they discover that Hope suddenly disappeared mysteriously. The risk of exploding the case is very high, as those close to Hope will definitely hunt her down. Carter and Daphne's psychology will also face terrible pressure, no matter how ambitious. Hiding a murder is not simple. In short, this series of cruel and bloody events opens a new dark corner in the bold and the beautiful. From just an affair, the story has turned into a gruesome murder and a plot to gain power. Hope's departure is a great pain, but also a dramatic catalyst to reveal Daphne's sophisticated calculations and Carter's blindness to the point of losing all humanity. Will justice be served? Who will be punished for this crime? Viewers will certainly not be able to take their eyes off the next developments of the film.
Oh.